हेलो हेलो चेक हेलो 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 चेक हेलो 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 चेक हेलो। ठीक है। हेलो हेलो चेक हेलो 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 चेक हेलो 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 चेक हेलो 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 चेक हेलो। याद नहीं आ रहा चल।
Check one. Check one. Check one. गुड आफ्टरनून एवरीवन. चेक वन. माइक का वोकल और बढ़ा दीजिएगा. चेक वन. साउंड चेक वन. माय नेम इज एंकर सौम्या. साउंड चेक वन. साउंड चेक वन. हल्का सा मिड और बढ़ाइएगा. चेक वन. साउंड चेक वन.
हेलो 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 हेलो
हेलो हेलो।
चेक वन। साउंड चेक वन। इसका बेस थोड़ा सा कम कीजिए। साउंड चेक वन। गुड आफ्टरनून एवरीवन, माय नेम इज़ एंकर सौम्या। साउंड चेक वन। ठीक है।
हेलो हेलो।
हाँ ठीक है।
Well, first of all, good afternoon, everyone, and a very warm welcome to all of you on the behalf of Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Petroleum Technology. My name is Anchor Soumya Awasthi, and once again, I am here to invite you all. First of all, मैं चाहूँगी हमारे डिग्निटरीज के लिए एक बार जोरदार तालियां हो जाएं आप सभी की. थैंक यू सो मच एवरीवन. हैव अ सीट. एंड स्टार्ट करने से पहले सबसे पहले जितने भी गेस्ट यहाँ पर बैठे हैं, जितने भी स्टूडेंट यहाँ पर बैठे हैं, आप सभी अपना फ़ोन साइलेंट मोड पर कर देंगे. एंड बिफोर वी आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट, लेट मी चेक योर एनर्जी. सो हाउज द जोश? आई एम सो सॉरी गाइज, बिल्कुल यहाँ तक आवाज़ नहीं आई है. वंस अगेन आई एम आस्किंग, हाउज द जोश? थैंक यू सो मच एवरीवन. और कहते हैं कि कोई भी शुभ काम स्टार्ट करने से पहले, आरंभ करने से पहले, सबसे पहले गणेश जी को याद करते हैं. सो फॉर द लैम्प लाइटिंग, मे आई रिस्पेक्टफुली रिक्वेस्ट द डिग्निटरीज ऑन द डेज टू काइंडली प्रोसीड फॉर द लैम्प लाइटिंग सेरेमनी. सर कम एंड जॉइन अस. एंड आप सभी भी अपनी जगह पे खड़े हो जाएंगे फॉर द लैम्प लाइटिंग. एवरीवन कम ऑन. थैंक यू सो मच. एंड मेरे साथ सभी बोलेंगे गणपति बप्पा मंगल मूर्ति. थैंक यू सो मच एवरीवन. हैव अ सीट. थैंक यू. वेल इसी के साथ चले इवेंट को आगे बढ़ाते हैं. एंड अब बारी है वेलकम एड्रेस एंड प्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ बुके टू द डिग्निटरीज. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल जितने भी स्टूडेंट यहाँ पर बैठे हैं, आप सभी को बताना चाहेंगे कि ये एक मौका है आप सभी को फैकल्टी से, जहाँ पर आप बात कर सकते हैं, अपनी चीज़ें शेयर कर सकते हैं. सो जितने भी स्टूडेंट हैं, वंस अगेन आप सभी अपना फ़ोन साइलेंट कर दीजिए, क्योंकि ये मौका आपको बार बार नहीं मिलने वाला है. सो चले इवेंट को आगे बढ़ाते हैं और इसी के साथ एक साथ वेलकम करते हैं अवर चीफ गेस्ट प्रोफेसर अजीत कुमार चतुर्वेदी, ऑनरेबल वाइस चांसलर बनारस हिंदू यूनिवर्सिटी. एक बार ज़ोरदार तालियां हो जाएं सर के लिए. थैंक यू सो मच सर फॉर ज्वाइनिंग अस टुडे. आवर स्टीम्ड गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर श्री गिरीश कुमार बोरा, डायरेक्टर नुमालीगढ़ रिफाइनरी लिमिटेड. एक बार ज़ोरदार तालियां हो जाएं सर के लिए. अगली कड़ी में है डॉक्टर कौस्तुभ नाग, एडिशनल डायरेक्टर जनरल, डायरेक्टरेट जनरल ऑफ हाइड्रोकार्बन्स, मिनिस्टर ऑफ पेट्रोलियम एंड नेचुरल गैस, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया. थैंक यू सो मच सर. अगली कड़ी में है श्री नवरत्न कटारिया, डायरेक्टर इनोवेशन एंड एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, नेस्कॉम. We also extend a warm welcome to Professor A.V. Pandit, Honorable President Board of Governors, and Professor Harish Hirani, Honorable Director of this institute. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today. May I request Professor Hirani, Honorable Director, to kindly present a bouquet to our Chief Guest, Professor Ajit Kumar Chaturvedi. एक बार जोरदार तालियां हो जाएं सर के लिए. एंड आप सभी भी तालियों के माध्यम से सर का धन्यवाद देंगे कि सर यहाँ पर हमारे बीच में उपस्थित हुए हैं. थैंक यू सो मच सर. अगली कड़ी में मैं इनवाइट करना चाहूँगी अवर टीम गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर श्री गिरीश कुमार बोरा सर। एक बार ज़ोरदार तालियां हो जाएं सर के लिए। तालियों में बिल्कुल कमी नहीं करना है आप सभी को। थैंक यू सो मच सर। एंड अगली कड़ी में इनवाइट करना चाहूँगी डॉक्टर कौस्तुभ नाग। एक बार ज़ोरदार तालियां हो जाएं सर के लिए। थैंक यू सो मच सर। एंड अगली कड़ी में इनवाइट करना चाहूँगी श्री नवरतन कटारिया। एक बार ज़ोरदार तालियां हो जाएं सर के लिए। Thank you so much, sir. May I now request Professor Chanchal Kundu, Dean of Academic Affairs, to kindly present a bouquet to our Honorable Director, Professor Harish Herani जी। एक बार जोरदार तालियां हो जाएं सर के लिए। Thank you so much everyone. At this important moment, it is my privilege to introduce the Director of Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Petroleum Technology, Professor Harish Herani ji, a great leader with clear vision। एक बार जोरदार तालियां हो जाएं सर के लिए। May I respectfully invite Professor Harish Herani, Director RGIPT, to address the gathering। एक बार जोरदार तालियां हो जाएं सर के लिए।
So good afternoon to everybody. I'm very much happy and feel, we say, extra efforts which have been given by our experts, or they are ready to come here and share their thinking or thoughts. Particularly Professor Chaturvedi, when he was heading earlier IIT Roorkee, he was director. Now he is heading BHU University, so he has enormous knowledge, and he's a faculty in IIT Kanpur. So he has immense experience, and it will be very good for us to listen from him. We have Mr. Bora, who was maybe say gold medalist in Assam, and he has been in NRL for the years. At least how the public companies, they really work for the nation, particularly petroleum related energy sector. He will be able to give his thinking also to us, or share thinking. We have a Dr. Nag. He was also in ONGC on deputation to DGH. So he has a lot of stat with him, and he will be able to help us to teach us also an extra thing about the petroleum ministry or natural gas. Reason being, India has a lot of natural resources available. We are not yet explore it. As per my knowledge, almost 70 to 80% resources have not been yet explored. If we can explore all those options, then we don't really require to import any fuel from abroad, and the cost will come down significantly, technology will increase significantly, but that cannot happen without innovation. So that's why we requested Mr. Kataria, who has been since last 10 years in NESCOM, and as per my knowledge is concerned, he has mentored more than 800 startups. So that's why his knowledge also will be very useful for us. So I'm thankful to all of them, and above all, We have President, Professor Pandit, who has been always a big mentor for us, gives the right direction at a crucial time. So he's with us also. He will be sharing his way of thinking and how we can really progress. Coming to the RGIPT, and I mostly feel happy to welcome all of you because you are going to be a brand ambassador for the RGIPT. You need to come up with your own valuable thinking, which you will learn. You will get trained over the 2 years or 4 years, depends on MSc or BTech and PhD, what you are doing. Now, question comes, Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Petroleum Technology. I've seen many times when the youngsters come, they find little difficult to pronounce or to use abbreviation RGIPT. So last time we said we'll come up with another formula. We'll call this as a RGIPT. That's easy to remember, RGIPT. And what is the meaning of RGIPT? Is something like a GIPT is the old dictionary name for the gift. And R, you know, the real, so it's a real gift. Why it's a real gift? Because we have many USP of this institution. What is the biggest USP? We don't believe only in examination. We don't believe that midterm and end term 2 exams can really give the good grades to you. We believe the continuous evaluation. What is the meaning of that? You will have, of course, negative point is that you will have a 30 quiz every semester, every subject. Now question comes, are we going to waste the papers in that? No, everything will be online. But will that be the wastage of time? No, because when you appear for the quiz, your attendance is marked. Another, like an IIT, because I'm from IIT Delhi, we take attendance. If there is a class of 100, it will take 5 to 7 minutes to mark the attendance. Well, here, 5 to 7 minutes, quiz is done, attendance is marked. However, there's a possibility of cheating. There's a possibility of cheating. This is where we say cheating or how to overcome cheating habits, it's an individual effort. Reason being, tomorrow when you go to the industry, they have so many tools to detect the cheating. We don't have those many tools. Maybe in future we'll be going with a smart campus, where the smart rooms also will be there, not smart board, smart rooms. What is the meaning of smart room? When you enter, there is a camera, recognize your face, you are marked, you are present. And you are also present in a quiz, it will be double checked. So there is something like we know that we have very good students. They can sit in a hostel room. They can really play with their mobile, and then they can show that they were present in a class. There's a possibility, right? That is a possibility. We are not denying it, but we have no double check. If your face was not recognized, you will be getting a memo, and we will be asking you why not you should be given an F grade, because you have been doing cheating. Why we have done is that assessment? Because all assessment done in recent past for the industry recruitment, it has come with the online. Offline, maybe say very few cases, like a PSUs can go when they are going for final interviews, but most of the industries, they are going with the online interviews also. And they first take a written test where they have to monitor, but we use the word proctor exam. Again, even though there is a proctor exam, there is a possibility of cheating, that is I understand. Now, when you have a habit of cheating, you will not be able to progress. And overcoming this habit only can be learned by your own. You know very well your parents have been helping you, but you know also that many times you also are lying with the parents, which teacher cannot change. You need to learn your own. And that's what we say here. We are trying to also embed in that. If you do cheating, there will be something else happening. 1% chance, 2% chance, 3% chance. This is what we have a new model which you will not find any other institution. That's a major USP of the system. What is another USP? industry internship. Most of the institution, they do internship only in after third year. And if you want to open a company, go with a startup after final year. These are the models. While we say no, it's not correct. After first year, you have to learn the knowledge. And we are dividing every year in 3 parts. We say we will have a 2 semester and 4 months, which we will help you to go to industry. Once you start going to industry, you will learn little bit new thing. And whatever you have learned in a courses, you can apply. Many places, like industries, they have been working on the same system for years and years and years. They have not upgraded. But when your creative mind is there, you can ask several questions. They are bound to think, and if they're bound to think and they get a very good idea from you, they can change the productivity. So this is a very important. Many times what we say, when you are going for the degree, it is killing your creativity. A child, a kid can ask several questions. A degree holder will ask only few questions. Not necessary he has a knowledge, but he feels little afraid. If I ask and question is not correct, what will happen? Will I be leaving a good impression? So we become a social conscious on that. We feel that that is not correct. When you are coming to RGIPT, you should be free from all those. Even if there is a dumb question which you believe, that may be a million questions or a million word question for others, right? So please ask questions again. So when I say quiz system, this also is helping us. When you take a quiz or maybe you appear the quiz, faculty is giving the examination. Ideally, faculty also is supposed to deliberate on that paper. These are the 5 questions, these are the 10 questions, and this is the right answer. So when there is a question answer based teaching, I believe focus is much more, returns are much more. And you think about one lecture, there is a one lecture in one day. Second time you are going for the second lecture, or maybe going the next time lecture, and then first 5 minutes, the quiz is happening from previous lecture. So naturally revision is required. If you are not revised, questions will be discussed. You are bound to think, you're bound to use your creativity. That's what we want. This is what we will say, the creativity is more important. Now when after first year, again you are going for the training or internship, it is what, creativity is very important. And whatever you learn, you will try to apply that. Or at least you start thinking in that. So this is one of the very good USP of this system. What else is required? Many times when you move from your home, and as far as my knowledge is concerned, when you are appearing for JEE Advanced examination, you require a lot of dedication. Maybe you are doing some sort of coaching. Your parents take you to the hall, return back with them. So you are not looking at the world. You are not staying in a hostel, and you are also confined to some domain. When you come to the new hostel, surely खाना अच्छा नहीं लगेगा, माँ का खाना ज़्यादा याद आएगा, मैस फूड खराब है, ये है वो है. आपका जो रूममेट है, he is also disturbing you, is not gelling with you. You want to sleep 12 o'clock and he say I'll sleep 4 a.m. So there is a disturbance. So there should be a local guardian. That's why we are saying one faculty on 50 student, there will be mentor. And this mentorship, it is even available in other institution, but not to that level. Mostly in institution like IITs, there is mentorship, particularly for academics. If you are not able to learn subject very well, you can discuss with them. There may be extra coaching classes, extra lectures, there's a possibility. But what is happening in your hostel? What is happening in your health issue? Whether you are facing any other difficulty, that is not been deliberated. While in our case, the faculty have been given this responsibility also, that they should deliberate and at least 2 meetings in a 1 semester, they need to arrange with some sort of chai and samosa. So the few people are interested to come. कभी तो देखना है शक्ल mentors का, otherwise you will not be able to come. This is where we feel that that's a new thing which we are doing. In addition, our PSUs also are liberal. Like a Gale has come forward and they are saying we are giving you 12 mentors, you from industry. I believe that if I request Shri Boraji, then he will also say, okay, 5-6 mentors मैं दे सकता हूँ. So that this is what we feel that in other places, they don't have such a strong industry collaboration. What we have is industry collaboration. So industry mentor will be also with you. Maybe they will do online meeting once in a while, but at least you will get some sort of guidance in that direction. These are the important aspects you required when you are moving out of the house, some mentorship which we are providing. You want sometime that many times I feel that students start feeling I'm alone, nobody's around me. Whenever you have that kind of feeling, and maybe time permits, then you tell to your mentor, I'm feeling alone in this manner. We have a necessary arrangement. I know psychological problems are there. I'm not saying everybody has, but sometime if you feel that way also, we are having a software. You interact with the software. Software will diagnose what kind of issues are there. If issues goes beyond certain level, they will send an email to the dean of the student. Then dean of the student will come into the picture and he or she will act on that. So we have that kind of facilities also. So we are taking care from each and every angle. We are assuming that you are part of our GIPT or family of our GIPT. But what is required? We feel you need to work for the society. You need to work for the industry. Now, industry and society both require innovation. So there we required the second year project. And even first year, students who are not able to take an industry internship, they can start with a DIC. What is a DIC? We say design and innovation. We have a cell, but they offer the project, so DIC projects. And those projects are mostly collected from industries and maybe offered to you, and some faculty who are also working for social problems, they can give away those kind of projects also. So you have this option open. You have made a product, or you have designed some process, or you have made a software. You feel that it is worth to spend some more money. Then we have another facility, what we call a pre-incubation, which most of the institutions do not have. What's a pre-incubation? Again, we have some sort of money given, 25,000 to 1 lakh to the team. So they start working on that. Before going for final incubation, they test, they demonstrate. There will be exhibition, and if many people like it, then we can go for the incubation also. So this is what we believe. Otherwise, most of the institution innovation is that पहले degree खत्म करो, then we'll start with the startup. It's not from second year onward or third year onward we want to go with the startup. We also have several other projects which like a ComScience this time is running. They give a project to the student. You make software. I think we have now established a couple of softwares. Like your maintenance module has been made by the one student group. Even the maths related, food related modules have been made by the student groups. So you have enormous opportunities. You need to show that you have interest. There will be mentor to help you. There will be faculty to help you so that you feel you are completely engrossed. And when you come out, it's not only the degree which matters. It matters your passion, your integrity, your commitment. And you show that I am fully, fully Indian because I want to work for India, Indian industry, or what we say, Indian society. This is where wherever you have this kind of qualities, getting job will not be problem. Getting or opening company, sustaining company will not be problem. So this is what we believe that these are the main USPs of our GIPT. There will be number of other institutions, but we believe that we are unique in these 3 to 4 ways. Apart from we have a good faculty. Apart from that, we have 3 campuses also. We have Assam campus, we have Jazz campus, and we have Bangalore campus. And recently, one of the, we said that in GC we had General Council, it was also strongly mentioned this model, spend 3 years here, dedication and study completely, move 4th year into the Bangalore where it is an industry hub and start working for the industry. So you will get a better and better opportunity. And most of the institutions do not have this kind of feature also. So this is another advantage to our RGIPT. We do have some policies, so the student should not go beyond certain limits. So there will be strict policies. I'm not saying it's good, but it is required. And that's why we have a president and a chief guest who have done this kind of the policy making for particularly for students, and they have shown that if you go with a perfect policy, that parents know about each and everything policy, students know, and after that they deviate from this, punishment is essential. Punishment is a wrong word as such. I should not scare you, but I feel it is important. And whatever decision in future we take, I'm sure it will not be the completely satisfying for 100% people. Maybe 1%, 2% will not feel bad, will feel bad, other will feel good. I'll just give the one example. If some student fails in a 7th subject, and we say that you cannot be promoted to next year, maybe some students feel it is a good, or parents also feel it is a good. Reason being, a student is not overloaded. Each semester you have 6 subjects or 7 subjects, and some student has a 6 to 7 fail grades. If student is upgraded to the next level, he or she will have extra load. That is not correct. So that way we are trying to put a rule that there should be delay in semester, or we say that instead of completing 4 years BTech, the student is supposed to complete in 5 years. I know it may be a harsh decision for some people, but from psychological point of view, it's the best decision. We do not want to lose a life. 1 year delay is not that kind of problem. A person has to come up, there will be several issues. Sometimes we have medical issues, sometimes family issues. So bear with us, we'll take some decision, and my job is to give a clarity to you. You come up, and we have extra way to help also students. We go with a winter term examination, we go with a summer term examination. You can clear the courses also. But don't give up. Don't say that it is not happening with me. And don't pressurize your parents, because local or mentors are here already with you. And then you can talk to them. It will give a good results to overall. With this, I say welcome to all of you. And this is a new journey for you. This institute is not meant for the degree. This institute is meant for the overall development. And we are fully committed for your overall development. Thank you.
थैंक यू सो मच सर. सो इसी के साथ चले इवेंट को आगे बढ़ाते हैं. एंड अब बारी है, एनीवन नोज, एनीवन? सो अब बारी है ऑनलाइन सेशन की, जहाँ पर हमें ज्वाइन करने वाले हैं. नाउ वी हैव द प्रिविलेज ऑफ हियरिंग फ्रॉम द President of the Board Governors of RGIPT, Professor A.V. Pandit, who is joining this program through online mode. He is also the Vice Chancellor of Institute of Chemical Technology, Mumbai. एक बार जोरदार तालियां हो जाएं सर के लिए.
Thank you very much. Am I audible? Can anybody tell me whether I am audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Thank you. Chief guest, Professor Ajit Chaturvedi, my fellow alumni. Incidentally, my first degree is also from BHU. Shri Girish Bora, Shri Kaustubh Nag, Shri Navratan Kataria, Director Professor Harish Virani, and my dear student friends, faculty, deans, course coordinators, and all the academic as well as support staff. Professor Hirani has scared you enough, my students, so don't take it to heart. You have entered a new chapter in your life. It is a chapter which is full of learning, full of exploration, and full of your own development. Professor Hirani did talk about all the issues and also warned you against the excesses which may happen as a result of when you have been given a complete freedom. He just warned you that what you need to guard against you. The situation with the digitization and the situation with the implementation of NEP that is National Education Policy 2020, has significantly changed in terms of method of disseminating the information as well as the access to information. The old style of teaching has now been completely updated. In our times, it was a job of a professor or a teacher to collect information, distill that information, and present it in the form of a module in a lecture. Now, all that information to which he was the only one to which he was access to, all that information is available to you as well and at your fingertips. So the situation has changed drastically and the work of a faculty has significantly increased, mainly because they need to now teach how to use that available information and make processes, make products, and develop entrepreneurship skills, develop skills which are modern skills, whether it is related to AI ML or whether it is related to controls, whether it is related to safety, whether it is related to environment and sustainability. All the techniques which are currently available and at our disposal, how in an integrated manner all these techniques can be utilized, even though the process or the institute is named as Rajiv Gandhi Petroleum Institute of Technology. Any petroleum complex requires all kinds of engineering skills. It is not only chemical engineering or chemical technology. You require electrical engineers to run the plant. You require control engineers to control and assure the safety of the plants. You require civil engineers to ensure the safety of structures and to house all the reactor components. You require mechanical engineers to reduce the safety margins as well as improve the quality and reliability of these equipments. And you require safety engineers to ensure all these things work together. So there are two specific objectives for a teacher as well as a student. Let me concentrate on the students first. As correctly pointed out by Professor Hirani, that it is not only a question of degree. Degree will entitle you to be called for an interview, but whether you get selected for an interview or not depends upon what you know, what you can do, using the knowledge and information which has been imparted to you, as well as the knowledge and information which you have gathered over a period of 4 years or 5 years, whatever may be the case. As far as teacher is concerned, as I said, teacher need to use now the skill sets which they have in terms of knowledge dissemination techniques, the modern tools of using online training, using PPTs, using demonstration kits, using experimental evidences, using videos, so that students are in a position to grasp not only the basics, but also the application of those basics into their day-to-day life as future engineers. It was very nice of Professor Hirani to point out the opportunity for innovation and startups. Indeed, this is essentially required. It is not the case that engineering students only after graduation start innovating. They start innovating the moment they start learning a new subject. And that is where the synergy between new things which are taught by the faculty and the innovative thinking which is coming from fresh young minds who are not exposed or not biased towards the subject, that is where this synergy comes into picture, which results into an innovative thinking, innovative product, innovative processes. So my only advice to the teachers, to the students, and the support staff. Now, support staff is equally important. Please try to remember, every time a student will develop a rapport, not necessarily always with the teacher, but the first point of rapport establishment is with the technical assistant or a technician or a lab technicians, because he or she is the one who is going to actually give him or her a hands-on training. And that is the skill set which he will acquire, and you will be responsible for acquiring that skill set, and that is where you will the lab technicians will be first contact. The lab technicians know quite a bit about the instruments, about the experiments, sometimes even more than the teachers. And this is where your first contact will allow you to exploit and explore the possibilities. You will improve the existing experiments yourself. You will realize that some of the experiments have become old. They don't convey the things the way they are supposed to convey. They can be improved to convey some new concepts, a new logic, and that is where your creative input will start coming from day one, the moment you enter a laboratory. And teachers should try to give as latest information as possible to them. Don't rely on the old notes. Basic concepts will of course remain basic concepts. They are not going to change, but the application of these concepts for new things is going to increase continuously, and that is what is going to train and make your students eligible and employable, and that is what the complaint of majority of the industries is. So support staff, teachers and students all have to work together in a cohesive, synergistic manner to extract maximum what the institute is capable of offering to you. And I'm sure with the right kind of a mix of teachers, the expertise associated with the teachers, the labs, industrial participation, opportunities for internship will make you all the best of the engineers possible in your respective fields. So I would like to welcome you all to the premises of RGIPT, and I would like to wish you all the very best of engineering or STEM education, as we usually call it. Wish you all the very best and good luck on this day of orientation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable guidance and encouraging words. We are grateful for sharing your thoughts with our student. एक बार जोरदार तालियां हो जाएं सर के लिए. Now we shall have the honor of listening to one of our guest of honor, Sri Grees Kumar Bora, Director, Numaligarh Refinery Limited. एक बार जोरदार तालियां हो जाएं सर के लिए. An electronic and telecommunication engineer from Assam Engineering College, he brings with him over 34 years of rich experience in the oil and energy industries. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Respected Professor Chaturvedi sir, Vice Chancellor, Banaras Hindu University, Professor Harish Hirani, Director RGIPT, Dr. Kaustav Nag, ADG, DGH, Mr. Navaratan Kataria, Director Innovation, NASCOM. Esteemed faculty members, distinguished guests, and my dear students, supporting staff of RGIPT, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure and privilege to be a part of this program today, where we are welcoming the newest best members of RGIPT. So before saying or speaking something, actually now it has come to, in my case also, same thing happened. So my mind is traveling back around say 3.5 decades, where my first day in the engineering college, what was my mental condition. And we have seen the faces of all the newly joined students. They are under probably in the tremendous uncertainty, and they are in excitement. Also, they are thinking a lot of endless possibilities. So this is very important, and I also face the same thing when on the first day of my academic career. Congratulations all the newly selected students. You have earned your position in RGIPT, one of the premier technical institute of our country, from this day onward. So your journey will be starting. It is an exciting journey and very important journey, which will shape your whole career. Not only career, but also your values, your character, also your contribution to the society. So I wish all of you have a very good, exciting and fulfilling academic career in RGIPT. I would like to say few pertinent issues basically, which newly joined students should be aware in the campus, or what is happening. These are relevant issues basically. So I would like to tell on that. Over the next 4 years, you will build a strong foundation in science, technology, design and engineering area. You will also learn how these aspects connect with industry and address real world challenges. While knowledge is important, your ability to apply that knowledge creatively and responsibly will truly define your success. Having spent more than 3 decades of my professional career in the petroleum refining industry, I have witnessed firsthand how rapidly the world is changing. Today, technology such as artificial intelligence, robotics, electric mobility, renewable energy, advanced manufacturing, and digital transformation. In probably you all are aware about the Industry 4.0. So how it is changing, how it is going for automation of the industry as well as industrial processes. It is going at an unprecedented pace. As future engineers and innovators, you are not expected merely to adapt to these changes. You are expected to lead them with creativity, integrity, and a deep commitment to sustainable development. To meet this expectation, there is one principle that I would like to emphasize above all, that is, build strong fundamentals. Technologies will evolve, software will change, and industries will transform. But the fundamentals of science and engineering remain timeless. A strong foundation will enable you to learn faster, solve complex problems, and remain relevant throughout your professional life. You are fortunate to study in an institution equipped with excellent laboratories, modern facilities, and highly accomplished faculty members. Make the best use of every opportunity available here. One of the greatest challenges confronting humanity today is the climate change. Rising global temperature, environmental degradation, and the depletion of conventional fossil fuels demand urgent and innovative solutions in our society. In this context, green energy and green fuel have emerged as powerful pathway towards a cleaner and more sustainable future. Technologies such as green hydrogen, biofuel, solar energy, ethanol blending, compressed biogas, and sustainable aviation fuel are reducing our dependence on fossil fuels, conventional fossil fuels, while significantly lowering greenhouse gas emission. These innovations are not only protecting our environment, but are also creating new economic opportunities. Please note, the importance of green fuel extends far beyond environmental protection. They strengthen our national energy security for reducing dependence on imported oil, thereby conserving valuable foreign exchange. They generate employment in research, agriculture, manufacturing, and infrastructure development. They promote rural prosperity through productive utilization of agricultural residue and organic waste. Most importantly, cleaner energy improves public health by reducing air pollution and enhancing the quality of life for millions of people. Thus, green fuel are not merely an alternative source of energy, they are catalysts for economic growth, social well-being, and environmental stewardship. I am happy to share that my organization, Numaligarh Refinery Limited, has already been collaborating with RGIPT for a number of green and sustainable initiatives like production of lignin-based bioadhesive from bamboo biomass, electrochemical conversion of refinery sour water to elemental sulfur and hydrogen, electrochemical conversion of ethanol to acetic acid and hydrogen, including pilot project on methanol diesel blending. As student of a premier technical institution, each one of you has a unique role to play in this transformation. The classroom, laboratories, and workshop around you are much more than places of learning. They are centers of innovation where ideas can evolve into technologies that improve lives of millions. Whether you design more efficient energy system, develop hydrogen technologies, advance biofuel production, create smart manufacturing solution, or innovate in entirely new field, your work has the potential to make a lasting impact on the society. Always remember that technical excellence must go hand in hand with ethical values. Environmental responsibility and a spirit of service to humanity is very, very important. Embrace challenges without fear and failure. Work collaboratively, respect diverse perspectives, and remain lifelong learners. Every experiment you perform, every project you complete, and every problem you solve will bring you one step closer to becoming a leader capable of shaping a better future. As I conclude, I would like to have you with one final thought. Success is not measured only by the degree you earned, the position you held, and the wealth you accumulate. True success lies in the kind of human being you become. Before becoming an outstanding engineer or a successful technocrat, strive to become a good human being, a person with honesty, humility, compassionate, empathy, kindness, and respect for others, essentially for those who are less privileged. Technology can transform the world, but it is humanity that gives technology its true perspective. Once again, I congratulate each one of you on becoming the part of RGIPT family. May your years here be filled with learning, innovation, friendship, discoveries, and achievement. I wish you every success in your academic journey and hope that you will contribute towards building a green, cleaner, and more prosperous and more compassionate world. Thank you. My best wishes to all of you.
Thank you so much, sir. And now I would like to invite another of our guest of honor, Dr. Kaustubh Nag, Additional Director General, Directorate General of Hydrocarbons, Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, Government of India. एक बार जोरदार तालियां हो जाएं सर के लिए.
Good afternoon, everyone. Eminent dignitaries seated on the dais, Professor Chaturvedi, Vice Chancellor, Banaras Hindu University, Professor Harish Hirani, Director, RGIPT, I like the word, Professor Pandit, who has joined virtually, Mr. Bora, Director Technical, Numaligarh Refinery, Mr. Navratan Kataria, Director Innovation and Entrepreneurship, faculty members of RGIPT, support staff, and the curious young, bright, new faces who are staring at me, looking at the dais, and having a lot of emotions, lot of queries, a lot of thoughts, thinking that during the next 4 years, this home of RGIPT, where they will be staying, what is the future staring at them? At the outset, I would like to congratulate each and every student and their parents also, because getting into RGIPT is not an easy achievement. You have competed with some of the best, bright minds of the country and earned your place here. So once again, heartiest congratulations to you all. I would also take this opportunity to congratulate the parents, because behind every student who reaches this stage, there are parents who have sacrificed, who have supported and believed in the child every single day. Today is as much your day as it is your child's. I feel genuinely honored and privileged to be standing before you as a guest of honor. And I am also, as taking cue from Mr. Bora's words, I also look back when I just entered the college for my graduation, and without very uncertain future. And as I look back, 37 years of my service to the nation as a professional oil and gas geologist, I feel fully content in the sense that this 37 years of journey has taken me to a place where at least an ounce of my expertise or of my wisdom if I am able to share with the curious young minds and give back to the society, I think my job will be and I'm more than satisfied. See, I have a script, but before I actually go through some of the perspectives of where India is currently standing, let me ask the young minds that when you woke up in the morning today, what powered the light you switched on? Was it a plastic switch? What brought you here? Many of you must have come by train, some by road, some by taxis, buses, some by flights. Did you ever wonder that what is the fuel which brought you here? How these plastic switches are made? What is the role of this petrochemical plastic? What is the role of this diesel or petrol or aviation fuel? Where from it is coming? How it is coming? Who is bringing it? Who is refining it? What are the actual minds behind this? Have you ever wondered or have you ever thought about this? See, like other minerals, oil and gas is slightly different. Though you have got into RGIPT, I'll just touch upon some of the aspects of oil and gas industry. But today's oil and gas industry is not an industry or not an engineering discipline. It is an amalgamation of different engineering disciplines, whether it is mechanical, whether it is chemical, whether it is computers, electronics, telecommunication, everything all rolled into one. You must have seen recently, you must have wondered that the Hormuz crisis, किसके लिए है ये? It is just because of one commodity, that is oil. So you see the importance of oil, you see how geopolitics revolves around oil. Now India is a country, unfortunately, which has less than 1% of its total oil and gas reserves. This thing you must bear in mind. India is a country which is energy import country. That means our 88 to 89% of the crude oil India imports, and roughly around 55% India imports natural gas. But India today is the third largest energy consumer in the world. Our economy is growing, our cities are expanding, our factories are running, and our aspirations as a nation are rising. Every bit of that growth needs energy, and energy security is our national security. Now, this oil and gas sector of India contributes around 15% to its GDP. India currently is around a 4 trillion economy, aspiring to become 7 trillion economy by 2030. Now, India has to become Viksit Bharat in 2047. Energy security, energy affordability, and environmental sustainability are going to be the three key pillars. You cannot have economic prosperity of a country without its energy security. So it's imperative that India invests more in energy exploration. I'm not saying whether it is oil and gas, but all forms of energy. India needs every form of energy. Now, some of you might say that the world is moving to renewable energy, so why choose oil and gas? I want to address this honestly because your parents deserve a clear answer too, and most of you also, those who are going to pursue this branch of engineering. Yes, definitely the world is transitioning to a cleaner energy, but it will take decades. If you see the reports of the International Energy Agency, EIA, and our own Niti Aayog statistics and business as usual scenario, till 47, the dependence of oil and gas the dependence of our country in oil and gas is going to remain. Now, if you consider the total primary energy mix of our country,
it is still dominated by fossil fuels. Coal being number one, around 50 to 52% of our primary energy mix comes from coal, followed by crude oil, that is around 26 to 27%, and around 6.5 to 6.7 is the natural gas. Now, India has taken is aspiring to increase its natural gas mix up to 15%. Now, you will have a critical role in this journey. You see, this natural gas is also called the bridge fuels because it is a much cleaner source of, it's a greener fuel. The city gas distribution expansions are happening in every district of India. Petrochemicals, the building blocks of plastics, fibers, fertilizers, and even the materials used in solar panels and wind turbines come from this industry. So, as engineers of tomorrow, you will not just be drilling wells for oil and gas. They will be working on carbon capture, another already emerged form of geoscience, hydrogen energy, green hydrogen, the white hydrogen or the natural hydrogen, LNG technology, deep water exploration, digital oil fields using AI and data analytics and petrochemical innovation. This industry is not standing still, it is evolving, and RGIPT is training you to be the ones leading that evolution. So what I would like to mention here is, you will be in the future contributing to the integrated energy development, whether it could be in the form of oil and gas, geothermal, natural hydrogen, and also critical minerals. Just I'll take 1 or 2 minutes on a different perspective that Professor Hirani, during his opening remarks, mentioned that India is a poorly explored. India has not been able to explore its total sedimentary basin potential for hydrocarbons. Yes, it's true. Only 10% of the total basinal area of our country has been explored so far. And there is a huge resource which is still unlocked, whether it is in the offshore area or whether it is in the on-land area. You know that last year on 15th of August, Honorable Prime Minister from the ramparts of Red Fort announced a major mission known as Samudra Manthan. Now this Samudra Manthan only a few days back got the cabinet nod, which aims to harness the offshore potential of our country up to India's economic exclusive zone, which extends up to 200 nautical miles both on the east coast and west coast. Mind, it is Samudra Manthan has been okayed by the cabinet for 84,000 odd crore of rupees. So next few years, up to 2032 to 33, you are going to see a flurry of activities happening in the offshore area of India. That's number one. Second, though the dependence of oil and gas will remain, India has equally invested in the national critical mineral mission. You all know for renewables, you require these REEs, lithium, cobalt, and all those minerals. So the Ministry of Mines has embarked upon National Critical Mineral Mission, which is actually being spearheaded by Geological Survey of India, and there are a host of other agencies. These two, along with the National Seismic Survey Mission, these three are major government-funded initiatives which will not only generate a lot of data, that will also give you a lot of opportunities for the budding scientists, geoscientists, engineers, innovators, if you got startups, to actually invest and solve these grand challenges of our industry. So it is up to you. As I speak now, the next 5 to 6 years, lot of new data is going to be generated both from the Indian offshore basins. Now this oil and gas sector in India offers one of the most respected range of career path. When I say oil and gas, that does not only mean the petroleum engineering. Bear it in mind, it's an integrated engineering, discipline which has to come into effect. Have you seen the constitution of the startups who are in this area? I would like the young minds to have a look. If you consider the 50 startups in the energy markets who are in India, they are not from a single discipline. If you see IIT Bombay or IIT Delhi, they have people from chemical engineering, they have people from the computer engineering. Recently, I got to visit IIT Guwahati. I saw people from different disciplines, different engineering professors coming together, students coming together and launching a startup. It is not confined to a particular engineering discipline. That you must bear in mind. So not only in upstream sector, but also in midstream and downstream sector like Indian Oil, Bharat Petroleum, NRL, Hindustan Petroleum, GAIL, Reliance, where engineers will refine crude oil, transport gas through pipelines and produce fuels and petrochemicals that touch every household of India. Now, as I would like to conclude, before I conclude, just a couple of words for the young students. My young friends, few things I want you to carry with you beyond this hall. You always have to keep your learning appetite very high. That's point number one. Engineering is not just about textbooks and examinations. Ask questions. You might silly at that point of time, but that will save you for the future. Howsoever silly the question could be, please ask. Why behind every concept, not just the how. That you must bear in mind. Third, don't be afraid of the unknown. Some of you may not have imagined yourself studying these engineering disciplines a few years ago. That's all right. Life often takes us to places we did not plan, and some of the best things happen there. Give this field, this campus, and this opportunity your full self. Develop an interdisciplinary outlook. That's mantra number 2. Develop an interdisciplinary outlook. A student of any engineering discipline must know AI or ML or attend some courses. Second, how technology, economics, environment, and policy are interconnected. When you grow up, when you graduate from here, and when you are ready to take up any jobs or as a professional career, you will realize, I have realized at least after my 37 years of experience, your core knowledge is definitely important, but along with the depth, it's also the width which is equally important. How this environmental policies, geo-economics, interdependence is required, you will have to see that. Embrace the spirit of learning. Character and discipline are very important. Mr. Bora and Professor Hirani talked of it. Nowadays, you all know, just at the click, Claude से कुछ बना लेते हैं, AI, ChatGPT and all. Academic integrity is paramount. I repeat, academic integrity and ethics is very, very important. It is not just, I would urge every one of you to embrace this academic integrity. Not only attending college classes, participate in other co-curricular activities also, because 4 years baad you will all graduate and then leave this campus. But what will help you in your further professional journey is communication skills, leadership qualities, creativity, confidence, and the ability to work in teams. I repeat, and the ability to work in teams. So my young friends, before I conclude, may you have at RGIPT a very, very, fruitful days, next 4 years. You not only, I pray that you not only become competent professionals, but also responsible citizens and leaders who can contribute to the progress of our nation. I wish every one of you, students and parents alike, a wonderful, enriching, and successful journey ahead at RGIPT. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir, for your illuminating address and for sharing your perspective with RGIPT community. Once again, thank you so much, sir. Now, it is our privilege to invite Sri Navratan Kataria, Director, Innovation and Entrepreneurship, NASSCOM, to address the gathering through his work in innovation and technology. एक बार जोरदार तालियां हो जाएं सर के लिए.
Let's do some exercise. Guys, all of you in a synchronized, I am talking only to the students, move your head to the left. Look at the person on your left. Your left, not my left. All right? Synchronized. Look at the other side. Good, thanks. That's a very good synchronized. But the point I'm making is, one out of these two gentlemen or lady would be either a founder or work in a startup or be an entrepreneur. The other side will be an employee on another company. Either of the two, what I'll be talking to you is the purpose of innovation, not only if you were to take your own journey yourself or work for somebody else. Innovation is critically important for both these sides of the jobs career, right? To add to what Dr. Nag says is, you cannot be developing a silo. You cannot do anything today as only one sector of engineering. And not only engineering, if you remember the Renaissance which happened in 13th to 16th century in Italy, what was the trigger of that? They combined scientists, artists, painters, engineers, doctors, name any faculty on earth to come together. And what happened? They all took the strengths of each other. And when you stay here, you should have the best probably not from your own mechanical engineering or whatever engineering you are doing, but from engineering which is different. I'm not sure your hostel allotment, do you put them segregated in different? No, I think but your best bet is, because when you become an entrepreneur yourself, you don't want to talk to the same electrical engineer as you are. And I know that because when I do mentoring, I also do some conflict management between some founders, right? You both have done the same electrical engineering. At the end of the day, you fight. Why? Because you have both studied exactly the same pattern of education and you will have differences in opinion. So always complement your skill. Complement your skill by tapping into the skill of others. And that's the importance, that you cannot have walls between your engineering to others' engineering. And not only engineering, what I was saying about Renaissance is that you have to also talk about the core science. The engineering cannot be fulfilled without the core science. It cannot be fulfilled without the art and the sociology. You might have heard of this ethics in AI, right? A very hot topic today. You won't be taught ethics perhaps in this curriculum here. Where do you get that tap? Maybe somebody who in your home who's doing, LLB, maybe. So look at all, and what he rightly said is you have to have a hunger and a very curious mind. When I say curious, don't go to your faculty. They're very busy that every third minute I have a question to ask. No, there's an online resource available. If you have to resolve that, go to them. But not everything in online is correct. So you have to have a kind of peer mentoring, peer-to-peer knowledge learning, and of course the faculty sitting here, salute to them. They are here only to grant you knowledge. So one of the things that I have learned over years is, traditionally we have all these 6 or 7 questions given to us in the exams and only 5 have to be attempted, many of the times, right? We typically will say, these are my 5 areas that I am expert in, I will only study those 5. Don't do that. Today, your age, your title of the degree or the marks really do not matter to any enterprise or to your own enterprise, your own entrepreneurship. What matters is your ability to deliver. and your delivery will depend on the capability that you have gained over years, not only the marks. See, the question is, when you look for an exam, you already know the answer is at the back of the textbook itself. But when you become an entrepreneur trying to solve all those maybe 3 dozen problems that Mr. Bohra gave you, you should have actually recorded it. A big fine list of all the problems that you could solve, right? When you try to solve those problems, don't get stuck to a method of solving, because you will fail. And nobody here or anywhere globally penalizes your failure except for the exam marks, which he has got a route to you, the 5th year, right? The 5th year is for you. And mind you, my classmate, the first guy who made a triple story house on a 60 by 80 was a guy who took 1 more year to complete his mechanical engineering. So what Professor Irani said is really true. You take your own pace, but you are not learning here just to get a degree or an exam to be cleared. You are here to learn what will help you in your career, and that career can be internal or external, right? What we are also talking about is the development. Overall development is very critical today. It's not only soft skills, which rightly Dr. Nag mentioned, but it's how you deal with people. How do you engage with people? And that's the purpose that all of you will have to be staying in a hostel. In fact, as a jury in many of the startups that we do, we have an unwritten rule that if a founder has actually stayed in a hostel, we give him some extra bonus marks. Why? Because we know how he has gone through the pains. I would say pains, because initially you will have pains of somebody disturbing you in the night. But how have you gone through that experience of dealing with people? And people have been the driving force behind your success. It cannot be just you and only you. It will be a set of people who will be behind you or with you or in front of you. Front of you are your clients. So I come from this place called incubation, which is run by what is called a PPP program between Government of India, the states, and the industry. And what we're trying to do is to help startups grow. And that growth can be in variety of ways. You may have an idea, which idea vetting has to happen. And mind you, 20-30% of the startups fail because the idea vetting didn't happen properly. So you need to be very careful about what idea you pick up. And this idea, mind you, I will repeat, is not only for you being a startup founder, but when you are into enterprise, every day thinking new is the only way that your CEO will remember your face and name. Otherwise, you're one among those 5,000 employees in the company, right? For you to be known in the thing, you have to be what we used to call out-of-box thinking. We are now saying, think about a new box if you have to. The problems are, we have the highest population in the world, and we also have tons of problems to solve. So fortunately, you have a demand for problems to be solved by methods that can be a good mix of different disciplines of life: engineering, science, arts, humanities, geography, chemistry, name it. One of the things that you would like to do is, we all know the AI is killing a lot of jobs. So computer science students are always worried, right? There's always a problem that computer science guys have been saying, what next? But let me tell you, computer science students do not have to worry, because now you will have to read the background of what you are being taught, right? You're not going to be doing coding most likely. What you will be doing is code review. You will be doing the knowledge of the system integration, the cybersecurity, and the ethics part of it. So there's a job for everything. And if you don't read it here today, because of the faculty has been saying, yes, you don't care for what I'm saying because you think that AI will help you, but the AI will only help you to do a coding, and that's a monotonous job. It will not be giving you a job. What you have to also look at how this can be absorbed in a health tech innovation, how it can be into energy innovation, how it can be into mobility, how it can be variety of problems that you are going to be facing, which may be citizen-centric, which may be B2C, consumer-oriented, right? But what you have to look at is how you can mix a lot of these skills together. And that's why we generally recommend, when you become co-founders, your neighbor who is not from the same engineering, do not make him a co-founder. You will end up fighting, let me tell you that. Where I come from in Bangalore is known as the capital of innovation. We are the third largest startup hub in the world in terms of number of startups. And when I say number of startups, there's a unicorns. So unicorns are the people who are gone beyond the $1 billion capital, right? They're not all from IITs or IIMs. It's the value of the idea. Today, 6-7 years back, we used to know that the most successful founder would say, I know coding, so I will be an expert into whatever I make. Today, you don't need to be an expert in coding. Today, you can hire coders. Today, you can hire other people. The value or the success will be based on your idea, and the value will be known by the market it buys. If there's nobody who buys your value, it's useless. It's just your hobby, right? It doesn't pay you anything. But what you have to do is look at whether the idea has been actually implemented by somebody. The typical way that we generally look at is somebody walks into my office and says, I'm the only guy in this country who does this. A very typical founder's statement. And 3 minutes down the line, I say, I come from Bangalore, a place called HSR Layout. By the way, out of 115 unicorns in the country, 35 of them are within 3 kilometer radius of where my office is. So I typically have to tell him, look, whatever you said, there are 5 startups within 1 kilometer of where you're sitting right now. So that's the gap between what their market research is. You think that what you're trying to do is you're the only guy. But if you don't do who your competition is and what they've done, and typically what your success mantra will be, look at what your competitors have done and what's the gap that they have left. That gap becomes your unique selling proposition. If you can identify that gap, which probably you can solve, and that solving has a value in the market and somebody is willing to pay tons of money for your BMWs and the Rolls Royce, that's what your USP is. USP is your unique selling proposition, right? So that's all from me, but just wanted to say that yes, there's a lot that you have to learn here. 5 year or 6 year doesn't matter. What you have to not leave this campus is still you're satisfied that I've learned enough to be successful in my career objectives. Doesn't matter whether it takes 5 years. And if you can pass your own threshold, I think you've done the exam. The exams written by this is for the degree. But if you have to be successful, you have to have your own thresholds. That you have to say, my threshold keeps on going up and up. And that is where your peer communication is important. You challenge each other. You challenge each other not because you have a competition in the ranking in the class, but more important because you have a jointly to do something together to solve a problem outside and when you leave this place. So it's important for you to make good friends. It's important for you to know why you fought with them and why and how you resolve, because conflict management is equally important, right? So these are all the learnings, and that's what I fully agree with what Professor Hirani said. Overall development. It's not only your exam or training center, it's like your old ashram where you were given an overall development platform and your parents have done enough. Now it's up to you to pick it up. Don't spend too much of time going through the reels on the Instagram. Good luck.
Thank you so much, sir, for your enriching address. Now I would like to invite Dean of Student Affairs, Dr. Kaushik Guha Biswas, to kindly introduce our chief guest, Professor Ajit Kumar Chaturvedi. एक बार जोरदार तालियां हो जाएं सर के लिए.
Good afternoon, all of you. It is a matter of great honor and privilege for me to welcome Professor Ajit Kumar Chaturvedi, Vice Chancellor of Banaras Hindu University. He is a distinguished academician, researcher, and institution builder. Professor Chaturvedi is an alumnus of IIT Kanpur, where he has completed his BTech, MTech, and PhD in electrical engineering. His research has made significant contributions to MIMO systems, waveform shaping, sequence design, and modern communication technologies, earning him wide recognition in the academic community. Over the course of his illustrious career, he has served in prestigious leadership positions, including Director of IIT Roorkee, Acting Director of IIT Mandi, Dean of Research and Development, and as well as a Deputy Director at IIT Kanpur. He is a recipient of the prestigious INSA Teacher Award for Excellence in Teaching and also the Tai Chin Tuan Fellowship of Nanyang Technological University, Singapore, in recognition of his academic and research contribution. Today, as the Vice Chancellor of Banaras Hindu University, he continues to inspire generation of students and scholars through his visionary leadership and unwavering commitment to excellence in higher education. His presence on this occasion is a source of immense inspiration for our students as they embark on a new chapter of their academic journey. May I request the audience to join me in extending a warm and respectful welcome to our esteemed Chief Guest, Professor Ajit Kumar Chaturvedi. Sir, with profound respect, I invite you for your gathered address.
Let me start by thanking Professor Hirani for giving me an opportunity to address young minds at this very important stage of their career. My fellow panelists on the stage, previous speakers, Professor Hirani himself, Mr. Bora, Mr. Nag, and Mr. Kataria, they've all spoken very eloquently about several important aspects that you need to keep in mind as you embark on this new journey. In fact, I was wondering, listening to each of the speakers, that how many of these points you might remember maybe after 1 or 2 hours. And then I thought that many a times we may not remember everything that was said, but it comes to us when it is required. Then we are reminded that in that hall, on that occasion, on that day, we had heard this. So whatever you have heard, it has gone into your minds. It will stay with you for some time, maybe for a longer time, some of the things. And I'll also add a little bit into that. Not much, but little bit. Basically, learning from my personal journey as well as from my professional journey, I would say that when I came to the campus for the first time today, I was impressed that the Institute RGIPT has developed so well. And then I was reminded that this institute has the benefit of getting the leadership from the IITs since its inception. Whoever has been the director of this institute has always been a professor of some IIT. And so no wonder that there has been a careful method in terms of imbibing the best practices in our country or even from abroad, and trying to bring it whether in the infrastructure or whether in terms of teaching, examination, and as we all say, practices outside the classroom, outside the labs. At different stages in life, we all make some aims, some ambitions, and sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't get them. If you ask me, at your stage, there will be lakhs of students in our country who are at this point disappointed because they did not get what they thought they wanted or what they thought was best for your career or their careers. And in fact, even those who are there in the so-called institutions which are ranked higher than RGIPT, majority of them will also be disappointed. And the reason is because they might be feeling that they did not get the branch they wanted. And even those who got the branch that they wanted, they might be thinking they did not get the institute that they wanted. So the bottom line is that a very, very large number of youth at your age would not have got what they wanted. So what is the moral of the story? Moral of the story is that we may think that this is best for us. We may think that this is what we must aspire. But throughout your life, this is going to repeat. Sometimes you will get it, sometimes you will not get it. Sometimes it will happen that in hindsight you will be happy that you did not get what you wanted at some stage in life. And I'm telling this from my personal experiences. I'm not telling just for the sake of saying here. I'll repeat. Sometimes you will be happy in hindsight that you did not get what you had wanted at a stage earlier in life. Get over whatever in your mindset may be a perceived lack of success or perceived lack of not achieving the goal. That is the most important lesson. And this lesson is not only for today, this lesson is for the remaining part of your life. The most successful people in whatever area you want to look at, if I have to pick one particular attribute that they probably have common amongst them, is that they know how to forget whatever they could not achieve, whatever they could not get, and either learn from it or just completely forget it and move on. If you look at your midsem exam, after some time there will be a midsem exam. Again, there will be disappointed. At the end sem exam, again there will be some disappointment. You may not get what you want. In the hostel room, you may not get the desired roommate that you want, in case there are double-seater rooms. You may not get the location in the wing that you want in the hostel. You may not get the food that you want. So this thing is going to repeat on and on and on, and it is never going to stop. Just learn how to move on. If some of you have followed cricket commentary, I remember one sentence that a popular commentator said about a very successful batsman, that this batsman is successful because he immediately forgets whenever he plays a false stroke. Whenever he mistimes or whenever he sort of makes a stroke and he's just sort of, he's dropped, or he feels that, oh, his mistake has not been sort of not resulted in a failure, he forgets it as if nothing has happened. Next thing that I want to say and share with you is that somehow our society, peer pressures, family pressures, there is lot of expectation in terms of what do you want to do in your life. Do you want to become an engineer? Do you want to do management? Do you want to become an academic? If you ask Kataria ji, he will say, what about becoming an entrepreneur? If you look at the youth that is in the media today, you should become a public leader, maybe a civil servant, maybe a bureaucrat. And accordingly, you have to plan. There will be pressures that, okay, if you want to do this, why don't you plan for it? My life has taught me that these things will come naturally. Don't force the pace. Let them come. It will happen. And the best example that I can give is that, have you seen anybody who does not have teeth in his mouth? Why am I giving this example? Because parents are very anxious. My child, there's no teeth has not come, enough number of teeth has not come. So don't have any anxiety in that regard. What you want to become. If you have some interest, fine, go ahead. Maybe your interest will change. Maybe your interest will deepen. But I'm only saying, don't unnecessarily make a choice and don't make a premature choice. I fully agree with Mr. Kataria that if you can become an entrepreneur, I think there cannot be a better service to the country. Our country needs more and more entrepreneurs. And the kind of education that we are getting in the country, whether the centrally funded institutions, whether in the state funded institutions or private institutions, I would say that the level of education has become very much democratized, if not socialized, in the sense that there are not much differences between the different institutions in the kind of teaching that you get. The differences are in terms of peer group, in terms of what you learn from the campus beyond the peers. So in that sense, I want to remind you that every institute is not only made up by the director, the dean, the head and the faculty, it is made up by the students. You can define RGIPT more than the teacher sitting on the first row. And I mean it in the positive sense. Just leverage the opportunity you have. I mean, I was thinking, reflecting, sitting here along with you, that the kind of campus you have in the sense that the surroundings, this will be very similar to the surroundings that once IIT Kanpur had, IIT Kharagpur had, major institutions that have made a mark in the country. They would have that kind of surroundings. So that means you will have the campus in which you can spend time, interact with the teachers, peers, spend time on sports, extracurricular, ChatGPT, Claude, classrooms, preparing for exams, whatever you want to do, whatever your interests take you, do that. But just be careful in a couple of things, and that is that your academic performance should not go below a level. It becomes very difficult to come back. If you keep an eye on your performance also, I'm not necessarily saying that no, you have to be the topper in the class. Everybody cannot top the class. But focus on learning. Invest yourself in learning the subject, because the subjects taught may never come back to you again. Although they may play a role in your life 15 years later, 20 years later. Just one exposure, one good exposure is good enough. You don't need to memorize anything, because everything is available. We all know online, all the data is available, all the information is available. But unless you experience that information in the form of assignments, projects, quizzes, exams, only then you appreciate what that information is. And once you have gone through that experience, you can easily come back to it 10 years later, 15 years, whenever required. You can pick up the right reference, because then you know which reference to pick up, then you know you have the confidence to ask the right questions, and you have the confidence to know that yes, I'm on track. So the reason why I'm reflecting on this part here is because I don't know how many of you have ever given an open notes exam. Can you raise your hand? Open book exam? Oh, very few. So maybe in your engineering life, you will encounter what is known as the open book or the open notes exam. That means whatever teacher has taught, it's there with you. You are given a question paper, you are given 3 hours, do that. And those are the toughest exams in life. Everything taught in the class is there. The books are there, the reference books are there. But unless you know the concept, unless you have invested with the difficult problems, invested your time, it will be difficult to solve a new problem. And life, believe me or not, is actually an open notes exam, especially your life after RJPT. So prepare yourself for that open notes exam. Exams, you feel that the exams are the question paper that is given for 3 hours. It is not like that. Those students who will learn the subject and those who will not learn the subject, a clear difference will emerge, even though both will have access to Claude, both will have access to ChatGPT, both will have access to all the Google and digital resources. But there was a clear reference to ideas. Ideas sell. How do ideas come? Ideas come from experience and exposure. Ideas don't come just in dreams. In that sense, I would say that the 4-year journey that you will have here is more like not a training, not a teaching, but preparing you for the life beyond RGIPT. Enjoy that preparation to the extent you can. Invest your time in that preparation to the extent you can. And one last thing that I want to say is about engineering. What is engineering? Many students I have seen in their second year, third year, final year, they feel disappointed or disillusioned. They had not thought what was taught was engineering. They had some other expectation of engineering. Maybe they, for some reason, could not do well. And then they started thinking that, no, this is not what I had thought that will be taught in engineering. It is something else. Why this disappointment comes? Why this kind of a, if I may say, lack of appreciation happens? And that is because we teachers sometimes don't invest enough in telling you what is engineering and what the goals of engineering education are. We are not preparing students to learn the technology of today. Because by the time they will graduate, the technology of today may not be there. So you are basically taught a way to think. You are basically taught a way of life. Engineering is a way of life. Asking questions, knowing the approaches that you take, walking on that road, whatever approach is, and then trying to solve problems. You will never encounter in your post-RGIPT life whatever you have studied here directly. If you will, it will be a very, very rare phenomenon. But indirectly, everything will be rooted to how much you have invested here and whether you picked up the way of life of an engineer, how to think, how to ask questions, how to address problems, how to solve problems, what is meant by a deadline, what is meant by a solution. What is meant by a solution? That itself is a concept. And during the course of a 4-year journey, you will appreciate and understand that. So, today's address is not about the goals of engineering education. I just wanted to give you a glimpse of that you may not really get what you think today what engineering education is. But if you take interest, if you start learning things, you will enjoy immensely and you will become a very good engineer post RGIPT. If you choose to take up the engineering profession. If you choose to pick up something else, even there this education is going to help. This education is not meant to be preparing something very specific, something very, very narrow or something very focused. It is more like opening the mind, broadening the ability to think, and also, as some speakers have also pointed out, ability to communicate, ability to express, ability to understand, ability to absorb. All these things are part of it. So I would like to conclude here by saying that I wish that some of what you have heard today evening will stay with you. And I wish that some of that will help you during your career at RGIPT and beyond. I wish all of you a very, very successful and happy career ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your deeply inspiring address. सो चले इवेंट को आगे बढ़ाते हैं एंड एज अ टोकन ऑफ अवर ग्रेटिट्यूड वी सेल नाउ प्रेजेंट मोमेंटोज टू अवर डिग्नेटरीज. मे आई रिक्वेस्ट प्रोफेसर हरीश हिरानी प्लीज कम फॉरवर्ड. To kindly present a memento to our chief guest Professor Ajit Kumar Chaturvedi. एक बार जोरदार तालियां हो जाएं सर के लिए. मोमेंटो लेकर आप स्टेज पर आ जाएं. एंड मैं चाहूँगी एक बार ज़ोरदार तालियां हो जाएं सर के लिए. थैंक यू सो मच सर फॉर ज्वाइनिंग अस टुडे. थैंक यू सो मच सर. अवर esteemed गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर श्री गिरीश कुमार बोरा सर प्लीज़ कम फॉरवर्ड. एक बार ज़ोरदार तालियां हो जाएं सर के लिए. अगली कड़ी मैं इनवाइट करना चाहूँगी डॉक्टर कौस्तुभ नाग सर प्लीज़ कम फॉरवर्ड. एक बार ज़ोरदार तालियां हो जाएं सर के लिए. थैंक यू सो मच सर. अगली कड़ी मैं इनवाइट करना चाहूँगी श्री नवरत्न कटारिया सर प्लीज़ कम फॉरवर्ड. थैंक यू सो मच. सो लेडीज़ एंड जेंटलमैन मैं चाहूँगी एक बार ज़ोरदार तालियां हो जाए हमारे डिग्नेटरीज़ के लिए जो अपना बेहद कीमती वक्त निकाल कर हमारे बीच में यहाँ पर उपस्थित हुए हैं. वंस अगेन थैंक यू सो मच सर. Now as we approach the conclusion of the formal proceeding, I would like to invite Dean of Academic Affairs Professor Chanchal Kundu to purpose a vote of thanks. एक बार ज़ोरदार तालियां हो जाएं सर के लिए. प्रोफेसर चंचल कुंदू. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Very good afternoon to all of you. So as we come to the conclusion of this significant and memorable inaugural session of the orientation program for the undergraduate and postgraduate batch of 2026 and 27 at Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Petroleum Technology, it is my privilege to propose the vote of thanks. First and foremost, I extend my sincere and profound gratitude to our chief guest, Professor Ajit Kumar Chaturvedi, Vice Chancellor, Banaras Hindu University, for gracing this occasion with his esteemed presence and for sharing his valuable insights and words of wisdom. Sir, your address has provided our new students with thoughtful perspectives and meaningful guidance as they embark upon their academic journey. I'm certain that your words will continue to inspire and motivate them in the years ahead. I also take this opportunity to express my sincere appreciation to our distinguished guests of honor, Sri Girish Kumar Bora, Dr. Kaustav Nag, and Sri Navratna Kataria, for graciously accepting our invitation and taking time from their demanding schedules to be with us on these important occasions. Your professional experiences, insights, and reflections have enriched the orientation program and offered our students valuable perspective on the transition from academic learning to professional excellence. I extend deep appreciation to our President Board of Governors for joining us virtually and for the continued support and guidance provided to the Institute. I would also like to place on record my sincere gratitude to our Honorable Director for his visionary leadership, continued guidance, and constant encouragement His commitment to strengthening the academic environment of this institute provides us with the impetus to continuously strive for higher standards of excellence. I express my heartfelt appreciation to all the parents and guardians, your confidence in RGIPT, and the trust that you have placed in us in entrusting your words to our care are deeply valued. We assure you that the Institute remains committed to providing an intellectually stimulating, inclusive, and supportive environment that promotes academic excellence, holistic development, professional competence, ethical values, and responsible citizenships. A very special thanks to the admission committee, particularly to its chairman, Dr. Vivek Kumar, and his entire team, as well as staff members involved in this admission process. Their dedicated efforts have made this admission process smooth and efficient. Also express my sincere appreciation to all the faculty and staff members who worked tirelessly behind the scenes to make this event a success. Your dedication and teamwork are truly commendable. I would like to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks to all those who have contributed to the success of this inaugural session. To our new students, welcome once again to Egypt. We are excited to have you with us. Make the most of your time at Egypt. Explore, engage, and evolve. As you commence this new chapter, I hope that you will approach your academic journey with intellectual curiosity, discipline, perseverance, integrity, and a spirit of collaboration. Remember that education extends well beyond the classroom. It is a process of developing the ability to think critically, engage constructively with diverse perspectives, address complex challenges, and contribute meaningfully to the society. This orientation program marks not merely the beginning of an academic season, but the beginning of your association with an institute that seeks to nurture knowledge, innovation, leadership, and professional responsibility. I encourage each one of you to embrace this opportunity with an open mind, a willingness to learn, a commitment to excellence. Finally, I express my sincere thanks to everyone who joined us today, both physically and through the live streaming, and contributed to making this inaugural session of the orientation program a meaningful and memorable occasion. Let us continue to work collectively towards building a vibrant, inclusive, intellectually enriching, and academically distinguished community at Egypt. Once again, I welcome our new students and wish them a rewarding and successful academic journey at the Institute. Thank you. Jai Hind.
थैंक यू सो मच सर. एंड मैं चाहूँगी हमारे सारे डिग्निटरीज अपनी जगह पे खड़े हो जाएंगे फॉर द ग्रुप फोटो. एंड मैं चाहूँगी आप सभी भी अपनी जगह पे खड़े हो जाएंगे. इट्स टाइम फॉर नेशनल सॉन्ग फॉलोड बाय नेशनल एंथम.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा। विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा। तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे। गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
भारत माता की, भारत माता की, वंदे वंदे। Thank you so much everyone, thank you. And once again, thank you so much all the dignitaries, all the guests of honor, all the faculty members, all the staff members, all the officers presented here, all the parents and dear students. On the behalf of Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Petroleum Technology, once again, thank you so much everyone for joining us today. And we are taking break for 5 minutes, and after that, ऑनलाइन एल्यूमिनाई इंटरेक्शन होने वाला है, सो आप सभी हमें ज्वाइन करेंगे. थैंक यू सो मच एवरीवन.